for them. Appreciate them, show them reassurance, tell them reassurance, because I think those are things that are important, that they can continue doing the things they want to do for us. If we don't show them that, they're going to probably stop. And I feel like at that moment in time, that was probably my issue, because I didn't learn how to reinsure someone, to let them know that they feel appreciated.
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Facts,
right?
facts.
I didn't know that was that important at the time. I'm just learning about it now. That's crazy. Like 4 years later, I'm just learning about it now. So.
You know what? I think that's something that, we can appreciate, like you said, at a certain age. When you're younger, you don't really understand that, right? You're just living life. So that's why I feel like when we do shows like this, it's more so for the younger generation to see, learn from the mistakes that we made, right? Because who knows? It could have been something that could have been special if those words of affirmation or things were there, but you learn and you incorporate that into your current relationship or whoever you talk to in the future, right? So it kind of is a test, you feel me, like a test dummy or a guinea pig type of relationship. We're going to go through those, right?
Yeah.
So I can understand that. Now, when it comes to things like, let's say, because I always question, right? There's some people out there who have interracial marriages.
Yeah.
There's some people who had religious marriages. Those things kind of, I wouldn't say confuse me, but I find it like interesting, right? Because how can someone who has different backgrounds or different religious views or even political views, right? How can they get along, right? And there's things, I guess, that's outside of that, like emotional maturity, accountability, that kind of, for some people, outweigh those things, right? What's the Supreme Court justice, the black guy? He's married to a white woman, but they have completely different political views, and they've been married for a minute, So those are type of things that in certain relationships might break them. It could make or break a relationship unless you do like T.I. said and just stay, right? But if you don't have those certain things, like how important is like spiritual alignment, emotional connection and things of that sort to your relationship, right? Because there's some women who want that from us, and you gotta get to a point of comfortability to where you can share those things, right? How do you pick out a mate how were you picking out a mate that you felt like aligned in those areas so you would feel comfortable, doing those type of things? Because a lot of people go off of looks.
A lot of people do go from. I went off of looks at the time.
Okay. Just to let you know, he's saying you not ugly, shorty.
Right. At all, no. Right. No, I still go off. I still go off of looks, but it's more than just looks, right? Do I care about the looks? Not really. I don't. I really don't. But it's more so. It took time.
Okay.
It wasn't right away situation as far as me opening up to someone. It took time.
Yeah.
It may have took a couple months or something like that. Along those lines. Me opening up is more so like how my day is going. I'm talking about my day. Talking about work. Work was stressful. I'm gonna talk about it. But I think I lacked that. I lacked that. I was lacking
that emotional
availability. I was letting her tell me about her day and how bad it was, and me trying to comfort her as far as giving her, I guess, words of wisdom or words of affirmations from her day and her bad day she had at work and stuff like that. As opposed to me, I wasn't really sharing much about that much. Maybe because I didn't feel like I had to,
right? Because
it wasn't really nothing crazy for me to talk about.
But you know what? I think it's even if it's not crazy, it's still something to detox, right? But I think the world has told us that men's feelings don't matter, right? So even if it is something that, maybe you may look at it as small, it may be something that you just need to get off your chest, right? And she's supposed to be that support system. But the world has said that, you know what? Men's feelings do not matter for the longest, so most men just do not share. right? They don't feel like they have the space. They don't feel like they have the vulnerability to do that, because when they do, what are they told to do? Man up.
Man up. Yep.
You feel me? You gotta, brush your knees off and keep it pushing. You feel me? Throw a little dirt on it and keep it pushing, right? But I feel like this generation has been more in tuned emotionally than previous, right? I feel like our generation was more in tune than the previous generation, and you know how it goes, each generation, so this generation now, men are being allowed that free space to just be, vulnerable at times, right? You said you got a son. I do as well. My son is 7. And try to take that approach with him. I let him know that there's times where you, as a man, you can feel sad, right? There's times where you can cry. There's times where you shouldn't, where you should have to man up, right? But there are times where you should be able to express your emotions, And he took it to heart, right? Because he got popped on the hand, you feel me? Went to school and told him like, hey, listen, I'm feeling sad. It's like, okay, that wasn't one of them times, bro. But you know what? But I allow him that space to be able to feel comfortable, right? So when he does meet a woman, he doesn't have to feel like he has to hide it, right? And I think that's very important as men, letting the generation before us know that, you want to find someone that you have that safe space with. You want to find someone that you're able to share things with, because the world is going to beat you down. You feel me? The world is going to beat you down. When you get to the comfort of your home, that should be a space where you feel peace, right?
Exactly. Absolutely.